Amy Ray with me in Studio B. If It All Goes South, this is a new record. And tonight, the CD release show at the Salvage Station in Asheville. And they're going, Joe, you're repeating yourself. Well, I want everybody to make sure they know what's going on tonight. So
we love it. Yeah.
All right, what's our next song?
We're going to do a mighty thing. We're going to try. I feel like, what is this song? My brain. Okay. Someone's counting us in, and we're going to do it. All right. Don't fear the gun, fear the man. That's what they taught me when I was young. Don't hate the sinner, hate the sin. I added up, it don't make sense. They dipped my head into the holy well, saved me from the fires of hell. Saying Jesus died so you could shine. You can't beat that deal. They say walk your talk, but when I walk, I stumble on what I say. How can my words be mightier when my fear gets in the way? They dipped my head into the holy well. I held my breath, I was scared as hell. Jesus died so I could shine. You can't beat that deal. But the boyfriend at the football game, the teacher at the gym, they taught me how to hate myself. How could I shine? I cannot win. There's a battle cry from my insides, my moral compass, it is a mess. I'm bound to find out in the end that I failed that doggone test. They dipped my head into the holy well. They couldn't save me from myself. If Jesus died so I could shine, how come my light it grows so dim? I fear the gun, I fear the man, my insides I fear especially. I fear the boy walking down my road, even though I know he fears me. 'Cause a bullet is a mighty thing, a teacher is a mighty thing.
Oh, yeah. Studio B, that song is indeed a mighty thing. Here, Amy Ray here on WNCW. And that has a powerful message in it. And I sincerely hope folks are really paying attention to that, and particularly Southerners. And I think how Jesus figures into the life of gay Southerners or anyone for that matter, that's a complex thing, at
It
least
is.
in my mind.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of levels because I was raised in the church, in the Methodist church, 3 days a week of, and I loved it. And but there was part of me that loved it and still has that. That's my sort of construct that I move through life with, and it keeps me on my path. But the negative parts of it, I didn't realize how they were affecting me, and I had to unravel them for 20 years.
They taught me to hate myself.
Yeah.
That's powerful, man.
Well.
And that was going to lead me along. I'm glad you did that song because that's what I was going to talk about this song with you next anyway. But also, like I said, through y'all's music, through your music and through the Indigo Girls music. But outside of that, even your advocacy for not only LGBTQ, but for so many other things as well, including indigenous peoples.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's myriad. I was looking at all of the things that you all have supported and advocated for, and it goes from women's rights to Greenpeace to all sorts of things. Is that just something that came naturally for you all as you grew up and were playing music and everything?
Yeah, I mean, I guess the first part of it was just learning about like giving back to your community, which I learned, from my parents and from church, and Emily's dad is a theologian and a professor, and very progressive, and I guess all those things taught us very early on when we were teenagers that you do get involved, So we just, when we were really young, we just started doing like mostly like for homeless shelters and soup kitchens, and then HIV hit, and we were doing a lot of stuff for Meals on Wheels for folks that were homebound with AIDS, and then we moved into environmental work, and it's intersectionality. Everything's related in some way, and when we started Honor the Earth with a bunch of indigenous leaders back in the early '90s, and that's still kind of going on. That sort of shifted everything about our world and kind of how we do activism and how we understand it, and gave us like a really good sort of structure and lens. And so it helped us when we were working on queer issues or immigration issues or anything that might come up that we're working on. And they're all related. It's all about social justice, really.
Right.
Yeah.
That's kind of a big umbrella. Yeah,
it's
right.
a big umbrella, but even environmental racism is, social justice issue. So it's you got to work on you kind of got to collaborate and build coalitions with a lot of different people, and that's how you make change.
Right. Well, what I love about you is you don't just sing it out to people and proselytize. You follow up, and you're involved in it outside of the stage performance, and I think that means a lot.
Yeah, I mean, and also like in Indigo Girls, I mean, we try to do like I guess the majority of our catalog is probably like more about human relationships and love songs, because
well,
you know what I mean, and which is good. I mean, because it's all this. It's to us, it's all this big umbrella of like dignity and being yourself, and being an individual and being honest and authentic and all that.
That's
stuff.
right.
Authentic, that word that everybody uses now, but
that's one of those words
it's
now,
one of those
right?
words.